always trust everyone to be themselves, but trust in the fact that you can see them well. You know what I mean? So it's like, trust. It takes too much energy to not trust someone. You know what I mean? It takes too much energy. You always got to stay 2 steps ahead of them, whatever. Right. But trust them to be them.
Right. To be themselves.
Trust a snake to bite you. Right. Trust a lion to laugh. Trust a thief to steal from you. Like, trust them to be them. Too. But know them when you see them.
Welcome to another episode of Shaken Not Stirred. I am your host, Martini. And if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. If you visited my channel before more than once and have checked out a video or two, go ahead and show your support and appreciation for the content by liking this video, sharing it, and hitting that subscribe button down below. Today's episode is on a topic I think needs to be elevated or spoken about more, because the world at large seems to be celebrating it and embracing it more and more the older I'm getting. Something I never quite understood personally because it makes no sense to me. However, I understand it more and more the older and the longer I keep living. Fake people. Now, before I jump into this episode, I want to preload a few things for anyone who is watching with any kind of unresolved or unreconciled childhood traumas, any unresolved parental issues, or little to no self-awareness. I know the world that we live in currently has commodified just about every single aspect of the human experience, and it places an unusual emphasis on anyone who shares their thoughts or on certain topics, or to be an expert or highly credentialed to make certain statements about a particular topic. Well, I'm not going to satisfy those viewers' appetites. I'm here for one reason and one reason only: to provide practical, sensible, and a completely different perspective on the solutions to many of the issues and problems facing the Black community. But not just the Black community, humanity as a whole. If you're a human being who wears a mask to function in the world currently, I highly submit you go ahead and just hit those 3 dots and hit the not interested button and continue on your life journey with much safety. If you are a human who is tired of wearing any kind of mask, tired of the status quo, tired of the matrix, then please stay a while. Something may just pique your interest. Now that's out of the way, let's talk. Fake people, who are they? Why are they the way they are? Are they necessary? And if so, how can you deal with them? I'm going to take a huge leap in this episode and attempt to answer all of those questions as accurately as I possibly can. And please feel free to drop any insight you may have about people who wear masks in the comment sections. For as long as I have been alive, I could never wrap my mind around why people wear masks or prefer to be someone other than themselves. From the fake smiles to the hypocritical actions that betray trust and create hostility, fakery is one of those things that rarely ever gets spoken about, but it's experienced throughout the world in one way, shape, or form. So I did a quick Google search, and what I came up with was that there's actually a number of scientific research on the topic of fake people, or people who wear masks, or why people wear masks, and why they behave the way they do. And I'm going to briefly share the top 10 reasons why. So, reason number 1. Stuck in a rat race. Every single human on this planet knows or has experienced or is experiencing what is considered the rat race. If you don't know what that is, please do a quick research. Number 2, social media addiction. There is no shortage of the amount of information out there about how social media can be harmful. And so people trying to get clout and likes and all this stuff. So that's another one. Number 3, materialistic worship. People who are more into things rather than people typically wear masks. Number 4, fear of being offensive or offending, tiptoeing and walking on eggshells, which of course this channel is the total opposite of that. Number 5, they're living up to an artificial image. AI has a lot to do with a lot of that now. Number 6, damaging upbringing. I think that one is the biggest one, the biggest factor, the biggest driver towards why people wear masks. Number 7, desire for conformity, trying to fit in with everyone and what everyone else is doing. Number 8, easily influenced by marketing, keeping up with the Joneses, seeing who has what so you can updo them. Number 9, trapped in transactionalism. There's nothing wrong with scratching your back, scratching my back, but if it's just I'm using you to get something from you, that's not cool. And number 10, focused on fame. So how do you deal with fake people in a way that doesn't compromise your authenticity and genuineness? Got you. Here are 7 ways to deal with fake people in a way that doesn't steal you or rob you of your mental peace and mental health. Number 1, distance yourself from them, physically and psychologically. Number 2, limit your engagement. Keep your interactions as short as possible with them. Number 3, remember, it's not about you. Their behavior has zero to do with you in particular, but rather a combination of factors in their life, much like the things that I listed earlier. Remind yourself that they are the ones that are suffering with whatever it is that they're void of, and they're wearing a mask to cope. Number 4, keep it above board. Keep it above board. Excuse me. Don't stoop down to their level. Don't lower yourself to participate in whatever it is that they're doing. Number 5, point it out. In some cases, you may have to call them out on their bullshit and their fakery. When it involves you and your character or your reputation, do it freely. Number 6, if this is someone you care about, dig a little deeper. If you're close to this person, you feel like you might be able to get through to them, ask them some light probing questions so that as to why they behave the way they do. And then number 7, seek professional guidance or professional help. So your therapist, someone you trust in your family, someone older than you with a lot of wisdom, to give you some advice of how to deal with this person. See, for me, fake people have been extremely frustrating to deal with because of how unapologetically firm I am with not allowing myself or not allowing anyone or anything to compromise my integrity, my authenticity, and self-respect. Hence why I don't usually indulge in certain places or put myself around certain environments with certain people. Hell, even this very YouTube channel that I've created, I know it's not going to get hundreds of thousands or even millions of views or likes or go viral because I don't care about the polarities of the human experience. No shade to anyone else who is on this platform doing what you're doing. More power to you. I am here, though, to share my perspective on topics that are still taboo to discuss or has humanity in the conditions that we're currently in. And if for some reason you find value in my content, great. I thank you and I appreciate your support always. Whether or not you support my content is no concern to me. So long as I still have blood flowing through this body, I'm going to continue shaking things up a bit, but not stirring them up too much. Peace and blessings.